Did BMW grow into the future, or did it slowly leave its most loyal fans behind? BMW fans used to defend the badge like it was family. Oil leaks were called character. Expensive repairs were called the cost of passion. A cup holder breaking somehow became a joke instead of a deal breaker. That is how deep the loyalty went. But now, many of those same people look at a modern BMW beside an old E46, E39, or E90 and feel something worse than anger. They feel disappointed. Because BMW is not dead. BMW is not broke. BMW is still selling cars. That is what makes this story so interesting. The company looks successful from the outside, but the emotional bond with old fans feels weaker than ever. So comment classic or modern, because this is not just about big grills. It is about whether BMW still remembers why people fell in love with it. Old BMW had a clear promise. It was not the biggest. It was not always the most comfortable. It was not trying to be a rolling smartphone. It was a driver's car, a clean sedan, rear-wheel drive, a smooth straight-six engine. Steering that actually talked back. The car felt like it had a personality. You could drive to the grocery store and somehow feel like the road mattered. That was the magic. BMW did not need to scream for attention because the experience did the talking. The brand built loyalty through the feeling, not noise. But the first crack did not come from the engine bay. It came from the face. Modern BMW design became impossible to ignore. Some people loved the boldness. Some models looked expensive, aggressive, and futuristic. But others looked like BMW was designing cars for internet arguments instead of real drivers. The giant grills became the symbol of a bigger problem. Old BMWs looked confident without begging. New BMWs often feel like they are shouting, "Look at me," from across the parking lot. That kind of design gets attention, but attention is not the same as affection. Longtime fans did not just want a car that looked expensive. They wanted a car that looked purposeful. When the design language started feeling louder than the driving experience, many fans felt the badge was changing its personality. And once fans started questioning the personality, BMW gave them another reason to doubt the relationship. It started with subscriptions. BMW explored monthly fees for features like heated seats, even when the hardware was already inside the car. From a business office, that might sound clever. Build one car, unlock features later, create recurring revenue. But from a customer sitting in winter, it sounded ridiculous. People already pay monthly for phones, insurance, streaming, internet, apps, cloud storage, and random services they forgot to cancel 2 years ago. The last thing they want is a luxury car acting like another subscription trap. The problem was not just the money, it was the feeling. When someone buys a premium car, they want to feel like they own something special. They do not want to wonder if comfort is locked behind a software menu. Paying extra for live services can make sense. Paying to use hardware already built into your car feels different. It feels like buying a house and being charged monthly to open one bedroom. BMW backed away from some of that controversy, but the damage stayed. Once a brand makes buyers question ownership, every screen becomes suspicious. But while fans argued about subscriptions, another change was happening quietly. The center of BMW was moving higher off the ground. The BMW many enthusiasts worship is low, balanced, and built around the driver. The BMW America buys today is often an SUV. And honestly, that makes business sense. Americans love SUVs because they are practical, comfortable, and easy to live with. Families want space. Drivers want height. Road trips feel easier. Dogs, groceries, weather, school runs, and Costco all make SUVs attractive. BMW's X models are not bad products. The X5 is quick, premium, and useful. But when SUVs become the emotional center of the company, old fans start asking where the sedan soul went. A great BMW SUV can still be a great vehicle, it just does not hit the same nerve as a sharp 3 Series on a back road. That is the difference between respect and love. You can respect the business decision. You can even enjoy the product. But it may not create the same loyalty that made people defend BMW for decades. And here's the strange part. BMW is not failing on paper. The numbers almost argue against the complaint. BMW had a record sales year in the United States in 2025, selling hundreds of thousands of vehicles and proving demand is still strong. That is not collapse. That is success. But sales do not tell the whole story. In early 2026, BMW's passenger car sales dropped while light trucks grew. That small detail says a lot. The brand is winning buyers, but the classic enthusiast formula is no longer the main character. BMW is becoming more successful with a different audience. That is why this issue matters. A company can gain customers and still lose believers. Customers buy the product. Believers defend the brand. They recommend it. They post about it. They restore old models. They argue in comments. They explain repair bills with the confidence of a lawyer defending a guilty client. Believers create culture, and when those people go quiet, the brand may not feel it immediately in sales reports, but it feels it in identity. To be fair, BMW still has real strengths. The B58 inline-six is respected. Modern M cars are brutally fast. The interiors can feel premium. The X5 remains one of the strongest luxury SUVs in America. BMW still knows serious engineering. This is not a simple story where everything old was perfect and everything new is terrible. Old BMWs had problems too. They broke, they leaked, they aged, they punished wallets. But people forgave them because the core feeling was clear. Driving pleasure came first. Modern BMW's problem is not ability. It is clarity. What does BMW mean now? A luxury SUV brand? A tech brand? A performance brand? An electric experiment? A design statement? A software ecosystem? The answer might be all of those things, and that is exactly the problem. When a brand means everything, it can start feeling like nothing. Old BMW had one simple emotional message: the ultimate driving machine. Modern BMW still says that, but many fans are not sure the cars always prove it. The biggest test is electric. BMW's future will be shaped by EVs, software, batteries, screens, range, charging speed, and digital features. That is unavoidable. The car industry is changing, and BMW cannot survive by rebuilding 2003 forever. But electric BMWs need to do more than accelerate quickly. Almost every EV can feel fast in a straight line. BMW has to make electric feel connected, balanced, and alive. If the future BMW feels like an expensive tablet with horsepower, loyalists will not care how advanced it is. They want connection, not just voltage. They want steering that feels human. They want controls that do not hide basic functions behind endless menus. They want design that feels confident instead of desperate. They want technology that supports the drive instead of replacing the driver. Most of all, they want to believe BMW is still building cars for the person behind the wheel, not just for spreadsheets, trends, and software updates. That is the real conflict. BMW followed the money, the SUV boom, the tech wave, the luxury market, and the EV future. None of those moves are stupid, but together, they made longtime fans wonder if BMW is evolving or slowly forgetting what made it special. The solution is not to copy the past. The world moved on. But BMW can still bring back cleaner design, honest ownership, better physical controls, lighter feeling performance, and electric cars with real emotion. BMW is not dead. It is not weak. It is not some fallen empire rusting behind a gas station. But it is facing a question every legendary brand eventually faces. Can you become bigger, richer, smarter, and more digital without losing the soul that made people care? If BMW gets that right, loyal fans may forgive the strange grills, the software experiments, and the SUV takeover. If it gets it wrong, people will keep looking at old BMWs, the new ones, and whispering the three words every iconic brand fears: what happened? If this video made you see BMW differently, like and subscribe, because the soul is now on trial.